Hey YouTube, welcome back to the bunker here in Rochelle Park, New Jersey. This is Axis and Allies, the Garrison, with another episode of the YouTube Wars. It is episode 3.2. It is Russia's turn. The Red Army under the command of VK Cowboy has a decision to make. Will the Red Army proceed forward and put pressure on the Germans by potentially taking Eastern Poland? Or will the Russian army, the Red Army, fall back and perform a tactical retreat into potentially Smolensk or Bryansk? We shall find out. Stay tuned and watch and see what happens.
All right, so it is episode 3.2. It is the Soviet Union's turn, and VK Cowboy is the commander-in-chief of the Soviet Union. So, Soviet Union starts its turn with a total of 45 IPCs. VK Cowboy is going to be recruiting 6 infantry divisions for the Red Army, 3 armored divisions, 1 artillery, and 4 points worth of damage will be removed from the industrial complex. For his technological weapons development, the Soviets rolled a 1. Round 3, they rolled a 1, so which means that the Soviet Union will be paying only 1 IPC for its technological development, its R&D, research and development. All right, the current ground conditions for the Soviets are currently very interesting, as we all know. The German Wehrmacht under Operation Barbarossa is in full throttle. During the last German turn, the Germans were able to regain Poland, were able to push the Soviets out of eastern Poland, western Ukraine, were able to secure the Ukraine, which is a key industrial center that the Germans are now in control of. And previously to that, what some people claim is the territory of no value, Bessarabia, okay? However, it is a strategic point as far as I'm concerned, Bessarabia. So yeah, the Soviets are definitely under a lot of pressure. As I've been asking for a couple of times now, what will VK Cowboy do? Will he go on the offense, or will he fall back and perform a tactical retreat as history has indicated according to the record books? Let me just do one thing here. This is bothering me. Let me remove all these pieces here from the last turn, which I forgot to remove. These are just casualties that have to be removed and are no longer on the board, and I forgot to remove them. All right, okay. And I apologize for my son yelling and screaming in the background, but I just found out that he is a little sick. Actually, not a little sick. He's actually very sick. He just got diagnosed with the flu. So he's not having a good day, and we're trying to make him as comfortable as we possibly can. So that's why he's crying so much, and it's just he's not feeling well at all. So in any case, I hope we're gonna have to keep an eye on him, and hopefully he'll recover quickly from this virus that he has. In any case, let's continue then with the current ground situation, and let's go over to the Soviet Far East, where you have the 18 Russian infantry divisions that have been brought back by VK Cowboy, threatening the Japanese northern flank. All right, we're going to be back then with the combat movements for the Soviets. All right, guys, so let's go ahead with the combat movements. But before I do so, let me just make a quick correction. In Leningrad, instead of 5 infantry, what you actually have here, as far as Russians are concerned, is 4 Russian infantry and 1 artillery infantry division, along with 1 AAA instead of the 5. That was a mistake that had been made, and it's now been corrected. All right, so the Soviets will go ahead and will be declaring 5 battles. Yes, 5 battles. They are as follows. Okay, the Russian army group is going on the offensive. Okay, so there is no tactical retreat for the Russians. They're going to go on the offense and will be attacking the German army group center in eastern Poland. All of these 4, 8, 10, 11 infantry divisions, 4 armored units, so 4 armored divisions, as well as the 2 mechanized infantry divisions coming from Bryansk at a movement of 1 and 2, will be attacking the German Army Group Center. All right, so that's the first battle of the day. Second battle for Western Ukraine. Here you have 2 infantry divisions, 1 artillery division attacking the 2 Russian artillery divisions. All right, that's the second battle of the day. Battle number 3. This Russian air wing consisting of 2 fighters and 1 tactical bomber at a movement of 2, 1 and 2, will be attacking the German fighter group or air wing here in Slovakia, Hungary, which consists of 1 tactical bomber and 1 fighter, okay, at a movement of 2. All right, of course, those units will have 2 movements remaining in their fuel gauges. Okay, so that's the third battle of the day. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go over let's pan to the Russian Siberian front, where the Russians are attacking the Japanese. Okay, this is actually a very smart move on VK Cowboy's part. Okay, it's an attack that the Japanese had foreseen. It's an attack that I'm hoping the Japanese hopefully will be able to inflict serious damage on the attacking Japanese. So, 17 Russian infantry divisions will be moving south and will be attacking the defending Japanese army consisting of 8 infantry divisions. I do not expect the Japanese to win this battle, but at the very least, I expect the Japanese to seriously hurt the Japanese. Correction, the Soviets, the Russians. Okay, the fourth battle, actually the fifth battle of the day, will be a mere walk-in where you have 1 Russian infantry division walking unopposed into Manchuria. All right, and of course, this is a very juicy target for the Russians, since according to the BBR, there's a one-time payment of 10 IPCs for the Soviet Union if that battle is successful. Of course, it will be, because the Russians will go unopposed. All right, so let's review the results of the combats, or the order of battles that we just fought. All right, let's review the results of the combats that just took place. The Soviet infantry just walked into Manchuria and liberated this province for China. There was a big battle fought in Korea where the Japanese just absolutely got plastered. Okay, the Japanese lost a total of 4 infantry. Okay, the Japanese lost 8 infantry divisions with their AAA. The attacking Russians only sustained 4 losses, 4 infantry divisions. So definitely a below average result for this battle for the Japanese. I knew that battle was going to be a losing battle for the Japanese, but I was actually hoping that the Japanese would be able to inflict, at the very least, between 5 to 6 casualties and potentially even more with a little luck. But that just didn't happen. The Japanese just didn't roll well in Korea. All right, so let's go over to the Eastern Front, where the Russians were able to to continue the successes, not as brilliantly as in the Far East, as in Siberia, but here in Western Ukraine, the Soviets, the Red Army was able to take Western Ukraine. The Russian army lost 1 infantry division. The Germans lost 2 artillery divisions as a result. Okay, the air battle that took place over Slovakia, Hungary, the Russians were able to knock out the defending tactical bomber and fighter squadron. The Russians only lost 1 tactical bomber in that attack. All right, the battle for Eastern Poland, though, was something interesting. Even though the Russian Red Army was able to win the battle, they sustained heavy losses here, but it was a victory for the Red Army, but a costly one at that. So the Germans are making the Russians pay for every inch of Russian territory that they acquire or take back from the German onslaught. All right, we'll be coming back with the non-combat movements for this turn. All right, so let's go over the non-combat movements. I'll try to make do with what I had. Unfortunately, the video quality wasn't that good, so I wasn't able to perceive all of the movements that VK Cowboy made for the Russians, for the Red Army. So I will, though, cover those movements that I was able to make sense of. Okay, so let's go ahead. The single Russian infantry in Moscow will move down to Rostov, okay, at a movement of 2. It'll be railed into Rostov at a movement of 2. So that's done. The 2 Russian armored divisions in Russia will move west at a movement of 3. 1, 2, no, actually, movement of 2, and will go to Belarus. All right. The one single Russian infantry in Belarus will move south east and will move into Bryansk. The Russian infantry, one of the Russian infantries coming from Leningrad, will move south and into the Baltic states. Right, let's not forget that these territories have been liberated. Eastern Poland and Western Ukraine have been liberated and reoccupied by Soviet forces. Okay, I believe that's it for the non-combat movements that I was able to perceive on the land. Okay, oh, I'm forgetting that there were 2 Russian fighters that participated in the attack in Slovakia-Hungary. Both of these fighters will return and land in Belarus. So these 2 fighters had 2 movements left in their in the fuel gauges. Movement of 1, and 2. Okay, there we go. All right, the 2 Soviet ships, the Russian submarine in Sea Zone 114 will move into Sea Zone 115, and the Russian cruiser in Sea Zone 113 will link up with the Russian submarine in 115 as well. The Russian submarine in 104 will move into Sea Zone 105 and will be performing future convoy disruptions for the Russians. All right, the Russians rolled their Lend-Lease and were able to get 1 fighter, which they will be placing shortly. All right, so we'll be back then with the remainder of the non-combat movements. What I'm going to do, though, is that I'm just going to recap or watch the last portion of VK Cowboy's video where he recaps where what forces, where everything is on his... All right, let's go ahead with the placements of the newly purchased and recruited units of the Russian Red Army. 1 infantry division will be going into Volgograd. Okay, 2 armored units and 1 infantry will be placed in Leningrad. The remainder, 4 infantry divisions, as well as 1 armor and 1 artillery, will be placed in Moscow in Russia. All right, so then let's go ahead with the final recap of this episode. Okay, also let me remind you that the Russians did roll for their Lend-Lease, and they were able to acquire a fighter. Let me get 1 fighter for the Russians. Sorry about that. 1 fighter will be placed in Leningrad. There we go. So we have a single Russian fighter that is a Lend-Lease from the... Okay, so let's wrap up this turn. What we're going to do now is we're going to recap where the Soviet forces currently are. As I stated before, it was a little bit confusing trying to follow VK Cowboy's turn. He was kind of actually a little bit all over the place, so it made it very difficult for me to recap his non-combat movements as such. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to recap his recap of his the end of his turn. So in Leningrad we have 2 armored divisions, 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 AAA, and 1 fighter that he acquired through the American Lend-Lease Act. Okay, so it's a fighter that was received as American aid. In Belarus, you have 2 fighters, 1 artillery, 1 AAA, 1 infantry, and 2 armored divisions. In Eastern Poland, you have 4 armored units, 2 mech infantry, 1 AAA, and 4 infantry. Sea Zone 115, you have a submarine and a cruiser. Okay, Sea Zone 105, you have a Russian submarine performing convoy disruptions. What else? In Western Ukraine, you have an artillery, 1 infantry. Bryansk, I'm not quite certain if there is an infantry here or not. That's something that I have to check. But my map shows that there's 1 infantry in Bryansk. And again, this could be wrong. There is 1 infantry. Actually, no, there is 1 infantry in Bryansk. There's 1 infantry in Rostov. There's 1 infantry division also in Stalingrad, Volgograd. All right, Moscow. You have 4 artillery, 4 infantry, and 1 armored division. Let's go to the Siberia. You have 1 Russian infantry in Manchuria. You have 15, let me see, 11, no, actually 10, 11, 12. You have 13 Russian infantry in Korea along with 2 AAAs. All right, Russia will be collecting a total of 46 IPCs, 10 of which were a one-time payment for Russia taking or liberating Manchuria for the Chinese. All right, so it is the end of the Soviet Union. The Red Army was able to perform limited counterattacks, all right, where the Red Army was able to take eastern Poland. Having said that, though, the Russian Red Army did take a substantial number of losses in that attack. All right, so again, things are getting very interesting on the Eastern Front. The Soviets are under immense pressure from the German Third Reich, from the Wehrmacht. All right, guys, it is now Japan's turn. It is my turn with Imperial Japan. Let's see what I'm going to do. And for that, you guys have to sit tight and watch the next video. All right, guys, as always, as I like to say, don't forget to bunker down and play. And thanks for watching.